Basically, that when a developer thinking of doing a condominium development, first approval is that you have to get a preliminary planning clearance. It's from the Urban Development Authority that you have to submit the preliminary drawings and the concept to them. Then they will give a document called PPC, preliminary planning clearance. It says two sections. One is that they will tell you, go to these institutes and get their consent over clearance. It's like Central Environment Authority, Fire Department, Civil Aviation Authority, Water Board, Electricity Board, Condominium Management Authority, those things. Then that's the fun part. Then you have to apply separately for those institutes and you have to get approval from those places. The next step is they will tell you these are the guidelines for building in this area, because you know there's a separate development plan for Colombo and separate development plan for Mount Lavinia, separately for Port. Like that, accordingly that they will give you the guidelines. This is the flood coverage, this is the flow area ratio and those things. Then once you get all those institutional approvals and once you prepared your plans, you have to submit again to the Urban Development Authority. Then only they will issue the development permit. Development permit is the license to commence the construction of your building. Then that if you are thinking as a purchaser to off the plan thinking of buying a property, at least you have to check from the developer whether do you have the development permit, because without development permit you can't build the building. That is number one. Then thereafter, once you obtain the development permit, you are commencing your construction. Once you complete your construction, then architect is issuing a document called Certificate of Practical Completion. It says this building built according to the approved building. But thereafter, the most important document is Certificate of Conformity. It means that the relevant local authority or the Urban Development Authority issuing a document saying that this building completed as per the approved building plan previously by them. That as per the latest regulations issued by Condominium Management Authority, it's in 2017, that's the only regulation they have issued. It's mandatory if a developer giving the occupation to an occupant, that you have to have the COC. Without COC, you can't occupy in a condominium building. So that if you are building, if you are thinking of purchase a unit and you are thinking of moving to, then you have to ask the COC from the developer. Then the next steps are, once you get the COC, then you have to get the approval for common amenities from the Condominium Management Authority. After you get COC and CMA approval only, you can submit to a condominium declaration deed to the relevant land registry and registered as a condominium property. Thereafter only you will get your deeds. Then you have to be very careful on those steps and to be vigilant also. Say that sometimes some developers are that we know that the years and years taken to get the COC and the CMA approval, and sometimes no deed. That say that you have to very careful on those steps. And another thing, say although you have approvals, but the approval is just a piece of paper. If you are thinking of buying a property off the plan, please check the credibility and the capacity of the developer, whether they can build this building. That is number one. And the number two, although you have all approvals, including if you can get the deed and the condominium certificate, everything, but there might be some mortgages over the property. Maybe that from the balance money what they have to get from the buyers, that the remaining final installment from the buyers, that it might not meet the requirement from the bank. Then you might trap there. Then those things you have to think when you are buying a property.